Morning. Molly and I have come out again because we want to record one of our little records that I'm going to do throughout the year, 1 or 2 a month, just to show the changing seasons. Now, we're going through a period of really hard, really clear, really beautiful weather at the moment, and the roads are so icy that we've decided not to travel out too far, but we've actually walking in the fields behind where we live, and it's absolutely stunning. Like I keep saying this every little video I've done over the last month or two, it's beautiful. It's the same every day. It's like being in the Mediterranean when you can more or less guarantee the weather every day. You can guarantee sun. We can guarantee sun. We can also guarantee minus freezing temperatures. But it is gorgeous. There's not a breath of wind. Yet again, not a breath of wind. And like I say, we're in the fields behind us. It's so cold. It's fairly early in the morning. There's nobody out except me and the malster. Molly's had a haircut. Don't know whether you can see her there. She's looking extraordinarily beautiful. And there's no sign yet. Obviously, we're getting into late January now. So obviously there's no signs of any buds on the trees and that. But we've got quite tall daffodil shoots coming through. But they'll be nipped in the bud. And that's where the saying comes from. When the buds come through and then you get a spell of cold weather, they call it nipped in the bud. So that will slow them up, but it won't harm them. As soon as the temperatures go up, they'll start growing again. And we've got lots. Just waiting for some snowdrops to come through now. Next to a stream. And while everything else is frozen, the stream isn't. It's down, it's kind of sheltered. So the stream's flowing quite nicely. There's hardly any birds about, but it is absolutely beautiful. And the sun's behind me. The sun's come up behind me. It's great, very lucky to live where we do, where I've got fields and fields and fields going on forever and ever and ever that I can walk in for always and always and always. And it's fab. Anybody remember fab? I'm just looking now for any signs of bud growth, but there isn't. Oh, Molly's gone running off. Oh, she's looking. It's a squirrel, I can see it. There's a squirrel running about in a tree. Molly's chasing it. Molly's running up and down. Oh, you can hear her barking. This is where she gets. She goes back in time to when she was a pup. She'll be limping all the way home now because her little legs will be worn out. I can see the squirrel, and so can Molly. I can hear growling. So peaceful. Probably spend a couple of hours out this morning and may go out again this afternoon. There's no all I can hear is the crunching of my feet through the leaves, walking along the edge of the fields. And there's a line of trees to our left. Plenty of planes, lots of contrails. Probably people going to the World Economic Forum in the private jets. Coming back and telling us all we shouldn't travel on private jets, because it's buggering up the climate. Swapped hands so I can stick my hand in my pocket, because it's really, really cold. It's quite beautiful. I'm looking now over towards Rivington Pike and where I, and I can see the sun on it. It's not as clear as it was the other day when I did that one and I said it was really clear. It's a little bit hazy in the distance. Still nice though. What's it like where you are? I mean, if you're in the UK, I think we've pretty much got this as blanket cold weather over the whole of the country. Getting a bit warmer the further south you go. I think it's about 4 or 5 degrees in the London area, the southeast. But unlike places like the States and Canada and places in Australia and places like that, we're a tiny island, so we get quite diverse weather at times because we're little hills and we're near the coast. Everywhere's near the coast, everywhere's near a little hill. But then when we get these like blanket areas, blanket periods of weather like this, it's kind of the whole country has it. So I can more or less guarantee that Scotland, Lake District, Yorkshire, Derbyshire, Wales, Cornwall, Devon, South East, East Anglia, Yorkshire, Peak District, it's all going to be pretty much the same. we're all going to have this quite pleasant weather. So like I say, I'm going to do one or two little videos every month, just throughout the year, just to see how the climates change, how the seasons change, how the buds come out, how the sun rises higher in the sky, what animals come out, how the temperatures change, how the country comes alive, the countryside comes alive as the seasons go on. It's still asleep. All the trees are bare. But it will, and it kind of does it all of a sudden. Okay, we're getting into late January now, but you only need another 4 or 5 weeks at the most. And the buds will be coming out, and the birds will be singing away, and they'll be building nests. In a matter of a few weeks, this is going to happen. And that's what I love about nature. It's just, it changes all the time, quite quickly. And the same time every year. It's clever. Nature's clever, animals are clever, flowers are clever, trees are clever. They know as the temperature changes by half a degree, they know that it's time to wake up and start the year. I can't wait. It's kind of, yeah, I like this time of year. I do. But I love that feeling when you know that the world's waking up and you can hear it and you can smell it and you can just sense it. I could just stay out here all day. I think I might do. Got my yak tracks on. Those little things, you know, the things with the wire on that you pull over your shoes. Because the footpaths where we are on the roads are like skating rinks. There's a train, we're near a train track, and a train, it's electrified, and it is so cold that the trains, the electric cables are cracking all the time, so the trains are going along, and it's just going all the time when it goes along. The train's just gone, it's about a quarter of a mile away from us now. More contrails. I wonder where they're going. Where are you going? I've got an app on my phone. I've got one of those flight radar things, so I can usually tell where they're going. One's going east and one's going southeast. One will be going to Europe, one's probably going just down to London or somewhere like that. Get out in the countryside. I've said it again. Can't help myself. It's like Tourette's. Get out in the countryside. Just comes out like that. One thing I like about this clear, crisp weather, I can look round now, 360, I can see church spires, church towers. There's a mill, one of the old-fashioned mills with that yellow and red brick in the distance. I can see forests going towards Pendle Hill in the Witch Country. Another church, Winter Hill, with its television mast, lines of hedgerows, houses in the distance, the blue sky, more plains, clouds on the horizon. So that's where we're at now. We're going to do just a little video every 1 or 2 a month, just to see. And then if we do further short ones, you can look back to back, week by week, how the countryside changes, because it will. I mean, if I do another one of these in 2 weeks, it will be totally different. It may be wetter because this weather may have broken, but also buds may be coming out. Birds may be singing in a different, slightly more melodic way. There are more birds about. It'll smell differently. That's one weird thing. In summer, it kind of, when it's flat and warm, it kind of deadens the sound. Sorry, deadens the smells. But at this time of year, when it starts waking up and the hedgerows start getting into bud, and the trees start getting into leaf, you can smell the world waking up. It's mind-blowing. See you next time, kids. Peace and love. Put the kettle on. Get some hobnobs. Make a cup for me.